Doctor.
Oh, for the love of... And not you two. One alien menace at a time, if you please. Unless you fancy killing the Yporene Vanguard with kindness. That would be an enormous help.
We have come for you, Doctor.
Well, hello there. Aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Except you've got a bit of a low-budget shimmer, or the adrenaline is kicking in overtime right now because I can see straight through your pitiful disguise. You aren't as gorgeous as you want me to think you are. You're one of the Melpomene. Stay back.
We are here to protect you, Doctor.
That's as far from the truth as you could get. You want to absorb my essence, suck me dry of life, and leave me a desiccated husk. You're trying to lure me in with your siren song, anesthetize me with the beauty of your words. And it's only half working. I will resist.
The weapons are charging. You have 12 Cochrans to make yourself known.
How long's a Copran? Now's hardly the time to worry about conversion charts. If they fire again, they'll destabilize the asteroid. It'll start to crumble under my feet.
Come to us, Doctor.
10 Cochrans.
Not long then. Okay.
We offer only kindness.
8 Cochrans.
No plan. No allies. The Melpomene and the Yporene Vanguard are both after me. What a nasty mix. Looks like this is it.
We love you, Doctor.
5 Cochrans until we fire.
Are you ready? Because if this is to be my last stand, oh, I'm going to make it the best the cosmos has ever seen. Bring it on. Whoa, what was that? The Vanguard. What are they doing?
Nothing, Doctor. I'll keep you safe. I'll protect you.
Wait, my ears are still adjusting. There was an explosion. I remember. Bess, is that you? I can't see you. Has something happened to my eyes?
It's dark, that's all.
The lights are out? Did I do that?
Doctor, everything is okay.
That chance of that. There's always something going wrong, and I usually end up stumbling onto it. So what has gone wrong here?
You have nothing to worry about, Doctor. I'm here.
You are being so nice to me. You can be sweet, sure, but this is bordering on the saccharine for you, Bess. Did I bang my head? Or did you? Because one of us must have done.
We can have that talk you've been so eager to have. I'm ready to tell you now. I'm ready to tell you my secret.
Your secret? Don't worry, I know you're the one who's been eating all the curly-whirlies from the food machine.
It's time, don't you think? For me to say it out loud, Doctor? Do you want to hear it?
Maybe we should talk about the explosion first. Why I'm still a bit dizzy. Why I can't see you. Where am I? Fancy telling me that instead?
None of that matters, Doctor. Not when you're with me. You know how I feel about you, Doctor. You know how much I care.
You keep using my name. Doctor. Calling out to me. It seems familiar.
Everything is okay, Doctor.
Yeah, it really isn't, Bess. Except that's not your real name, is it? And none of this big secret nonsense. I mean, you aren't even my friend.
What do you mean? Of course I am.
I don't think so. Bess would never say any of that stuff. If I had a lump on my head, she'd chuckle before checking on me, and she'd never willingly share anything as personal as what you're suggesting. The Yporene Vanguard fired on the asteroid. It must have knocked me out for a moment, but not the lights, because there's emergency phosphorescence in the walls. Your nearest exits are located here, here, and here, so I should be able to see you, and I can't because of that tacky glamour. You're one of the Melpomene, and you're trying to drain me.
You are powerful, Doctor. Very few can break our spell without outside assistance.
Well, you lost, so you can get out of my head. No more sapping memories for you to use against me.
If our lure cannot seduce you, we have other means. If you will not come willingly, then we shall use force.
Melpomene come in threes, so how many of you are in here with me?
We are gathered for you. You are valuable prey. Your life essence will empower us for centuries.
You're not getting your hands on me that easily. You'll have to catch me first.
can't believe we made it. I was so sure we'd die out there.
But instead, you saved us all. Bringing us the Endemon key means we can finish work on the superweapon. The Yporene Vanguard will be no more.
Super weapon? Sounds ominous.
It is powerful, or at least it will be, when it's ready.
Is there anything we can do to help? Being on that asteroid showed me that we can turn our hands to anything, make the most of what we have.
Our scientists will handle everything from here on. But if anything comes up, Five Half, I'll let you know. You'll be promoted for this. You all will. You have saved the United Worlds. Saved Elderhawk. Your names will live on forever.
What did you mean, when it's ready? Is there a problem?
The Dondran crashing on the way back to Elderhawk was a delay we could have done without.
It wasn't our fault. We did all we could to get here as fast as possible.
I know. I don't blame you for that. We picked up rogue ion emissions suggesting the Vanguard had been shooting at you, and we saw what happened to the Lakeland. But we've been running out of time for too long. We need a miracle to survive.
But I thought that was what we went out there for. Can't the Endemon key save us?
It isn't as simple as that, Harper.
Master, you said the Doctor wanted the key, but for a super weapon? That's the opposite of what he would want. Energy, I could understand. The possibilities of that are endless. But a weapon? What would he want with that?
Use it, of course. What did he tell you? He never carried guns?
Didn't believe in them. Or was that yet another lie? I'm questioning everything he has done. Everything he has ever said.
I am sorry, Bess. Solomon, may I have a word? It's about what I can offer you. A proposal, if you will.
Of course. Please, come with me.
This is hard for you, isn't it? I didn't like him, but you seem genuinely shocked. What did that doctor do to you? Brainwash you?
Nothing of the sort. I'm far from gullible, Shard. I know a good man when I see one.
Like the Master. He saved us.
But for what?
You doubt him?
I don't know. The Doctor might be a liar, but I've seen the way he reacts to firearms. He throws them away like there's something dirty. No, something doesn't add up here. I don't know if I can trust the Doctor anymore, but I can't be sure if we can trust the Master either.
He brought us here. He could have left us to rot on that asteroid, but he didn't. He saved our lives. Why would he do that if he wasn't trustworthy?
That's what I'm desperately trying to figure out.
I need to run a couple of tests, but I'm quietly optimistic.
But I think you're right. It is worth a try.
That sounds very positive.
With any luck, yes.
The Master has given me some new hope. Now, if you'll follow me, I've just received word on my comms that the Endemon key has been inserted, so I figured I'd show you what we were working toward, our superweapon.
Scan the asteroid for life signs. Did any of the platoons survive the bombardment?
Irregular life signs detected.
Not human? Then they are dead. What remains?
4 individual traces. 1 binary vascular system. 3 with limited transformative powers. They seem to have some sort of shift or glamour that is altering their readings.
Inhabitants of the asteroid. Mutagenic waste. When the asteroid is destroyed, they will be wiped out. They are to be discarded from results. They are not what we seek.
Understood, Captain.
The human could not have left without our long-range scanners picking up the movement. Their ship is little more than a ruin. Their bodies must be in the rubble. The Endymion key must be on the surface of the asteroid.
Shall we launch another bombardment?
No. We will send a recovery team to the surface. Locate what we desire. The asteroid is unstable. We have seen to that. It will hold long enough for our mission to be successful. Then you may launch another bombardment, Trooper. Refine scan. Binary vascular system. Share any further details.
Refined search results. Individual is damaged, probably from the bombardment. Residual Artron traces. Early signs of regenerative energy.
Regenerative energy? To heal its wounds, of course. Conclusion. Time Lord. Verify.
Conclusion. Time Lord verified. Injuries. Mild. Likelihood to survive. High.
Good. I wish to know why a higher being such as the Time Lord has chosen to now interfere in our conquest. This individual can furnish us with the weapon of information. Even the Time Lords will eventually fall to our advance. We must harvest whatever knowledge they have, know their plans against us. The Time Lord must not recover the Demon Key. Trooper, arm the recovery team. I will lead it. I will personally capture this Time Lord and extract whatever information it has. Then it will be sent to the scientific division for study. Their regenerative capabilities will greatly benefit the Yporene Vanguard. Our soldiers need never die.
This is hardly the best place to play hide and seek. There must be somewhere the Melpomene won't look. Think. And the Vanguard are coming. Almost forgot about them. Okay, best duck out, but I might need this intercom.
Time Lord, make your presence known.
I'm not handing myself over to you. I know what the Yporene Vanguard are capable of, and my sonic screwdriver is blocking your locating tracer, so that's not worth bothering with.
Confirm. Trace unsuccessful.
Nah, you can't find me.
The Time Lord is deceitful.
All hail the intercom. I think it has you baffled. You can't tell where I am with my voice coming out of all the speakers.
Troopers, sweep the entire asteroid. Find the Time Lord.
Call me Doctor. Everyone else does. You might like to know that I'm going to defend this asteroid to my last breath. Figured you'd need a heads up that you're going to have a tough fight on your hands.
Announcement. There is a reward to the soldier who captures the Doctor and brings him, alive, to me. We will know why the Time Lord values this insignificant rock so much. Begin the hunt.
Here we are. Come in, all of you. See what you have been working towards. Down there is the super weapon. You'll get the best perspective up here on our viewing platform.
So this is a solution to war with the Yporene Vanguard? Another weapon?
The biggest weapon in the history of our United Worlds.
I'm sorry if this is a silly question, but what are the United Worlds?
It is the name given to the unity between Eldahawk, Genovine, and Creo. We inhabit the same system and have worked together for generations.
Imagine England, Wales, Scotland, and Ireland working together. One large kingdom united under a single ruler. Well, perhaps not all of Ireland.
That is curious. I think I understand.
So, which one of you fancies telling me how that rather nasty-looking giant weapon of yours works? I'm curious, from an engineering perspective, of course.
It's a Van der Agen bineutronic Chickenot Celaton with a pan-systonic Dynasma vault, which is quite a mouthful really. Everyone calls it the super weapon. Sounds more important.
And saves vital seconds when talking about it. So what? At least 12 different species contributed to its design? I can see a couple of additions and augmentations from here that don't adhere to the scientific breakthroughs of your planetary system. Not yet, at least.
14 species. Some of them have already been wiped out. The Jasperdons, the Milden, the Farfald, all extinct.
My condolences.
So, do you use it to shoot the Vanguard's ships out of the sky?
No, Bess, not exactly. To be more accurate, painfully so, that thing is a genocide machine.
Genocide? That word is new to me. If my Latin and Greek have taught me anything, do you mean it kills entire tribes? How does that work?
The Endemon key. It's a DNA extrapolator.
I don't follow. Will one of you explain?
The superweapon will fire a wave.
That's not strictly true. See, a Celaton is basically capable of puncturing a hole in space.
Except those virulent shutters all over it means it will puncture billions of tiny holes on a subatomic level. Smaller than your eyes can see, Bess.
Then the Chickenute element enables it to extract something. You feed a sample into the super weapon,
and then it plucks out everything that matches it from everywhere in space. No force field or shield will save you from that.
Van der Agen technology is about transportation, teleportation. The Rooster people of Van der Agen were responsible for the first transmat gun.
You all know a lot about this. I thought whatever that cog was for would be a big secret.
We've been fighting alongside these people. Got to recognize their tech when we see it.
The superweapon is the culmination of every culture attacked by the Vanguard. Those that survive long enough to last, at least.
And the Endymion key? I thought it was a source of energy, but you said something about DAN? What's that?
DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, a double helix of genetic instructions. It makes you who you are, molecules that decide the nature of every cell in your body. You're right, it is a source of power, a rather macabre one.
You see, the Edamon key contains a sample of Vanguard DNA, and it converts those cells into energy. That energy powers the superweapon.
Anything matching the DNA sample is targeted for deposit to the Dondran Vault.
Which is the last place you ever want to find yourself.
It's like a Faraday cage, but it doesn't just block electromagnetic fields.
It blocks pretty much everything you could imagine.
It's a death box. No exit either. Nasty way to go, but no less than the Vanguard deserves.
This is a lot to take in.
And as the superweapon collects more of the Yporene Vanguard, they're burned for fuel to keep powering it. The more of them that are destroyed, the more powerful the superweapon becomes.
Let me see if I've got this right, and prove to you all that I'm not as foolish as you're currently thinking. This Endymion key, the cog you were all sent on a dangerous mission to find, includes a bit of the Yporene Vanguard. You put it in your superweapon, and it finds them, all of them, dematerializes them from where they are and rematerializes them in some vault? Like a dungeon where there's no chance of escape?
Gold star for Bess, except you're missing one thing. Not only can they never leave the Dondran Vault, but there's no light, no atmosphere, no gravity, no sustenance. Nothing in there. Very devious. Means you don't have to kill them yourselves, I guess. No literal blood on your hands.
The Yporene Vanguard aren't easy to kill. This is a way of guaranteeing victory.
Then what do you do with all of that built-up energy at the end? When the Vanguard are no more, you'll have to use it somehow or it'll explode.
It'll be siphoned off. Power the United Worlds for centuries. No need for conventional fuels.
Light up your home with the remnants of your enemies. The morality of all this, Solomon. It is a bit questionable, but there's no denying it's an impressive thing. Well done, all. Though surely it could have been turned against anyone. Reconfigure the Endymion key and you could use it to target, I don't know, the Draconians, the Venusians, even you, for instance.
There are defenses in place to prevent that. Look down there and you will see them.
Do you mean those arches? What are they?
They're memory arches. A security device that ensures only the right people can access the superweapon. It only lets you through if you have a specific memory, that of fighting against the Yporene Vanguard. That way, if the Vanguard ever get here, they'll never be able to access it, because it goes against their nature to turn a weapon on one of their own.
But those people down there, surely they're scientists, mechanics, engineers? They wouldn't be sent to the front lines.
Everyone has seen it. Everyone has been out there. We're all scarred by it. Some of us more literally than others.
Your face. I didn't want to mention it. What happened? If it's not rude to ask.
Shrapnel. I was lucky it only scratched me. My friend was impaled. There's no shying away from the fight. Those who refuse to join, the career politicians who are unwilling to lead from the front, they have no say in what happens next. They are not worthy of accessing the superweapon, if they have only cowered from the enemy thus far.
No lions led by donkeys here. Everyone's a lion.
Out of necessity.
But is this not a complete victory? You have a weapon capable of wiping out your enemy. Why do you all look so worried?
We don't know if it'll be ready before the Vanguard reach us. We need, almost 6 hours. Time we don't have.
If we hadn't crashed, we'd have made it back in time.
Unfortunately, yes. Based on their current speed and trajectory, the Vanguard will be out of the Doffna asteroid belt in little more than an hour. Then it'll take them roughly the same to get Eldahawk in range of their weapons. And we aren't just talking about laser pistols or long-range plasma cannons. Intel says they're armed with Saroma missiles.
That is impossible. Please, no.
Excuse my ignorance, but what are they exactly?
A Saroma missile is thought to be able to crack a planet wide open. It buries itself deep into the tectonic plate in moments and detonates upon contact with the inner core. Chemicals in the warhead harness the heat energy at the heart of the planet, causing the planet to explode from the inside out.
I've only ever seen holovids from the distant past. That horrid orange glow it leaves on the debris of the planet. I didn't think there were any of those missiles left.
Intel suggests the Yporene Vanguard found the last surviving Soroman battlesmith and tortured him until he gave up his secrets. Planets in the Vanguard's home system have been converted into toxic factories for more missiles.
There has to be a way of stopping them.
I could take a look if you want. See if I could focus the charging. Shave off valuable minutes.
Alright, do what you can. Take this pass. It'll open the doors for you.
And my mind will deal with the memory archers.
There is some good news, but we aren't sure what's causing it. The Vanguard are being delayed. We thought they'd have broken free from the Doffna Belt already, but something is keeping them there.
Perhaps they're searching for the Endemon key. Maybe they think it's still there.
Or perhaps it's the Doctor.
He must be dead. No one could last more than a few minutes on their own against an army of merciless mutated lizards. And that alien that kept luring us with its voice.
I think that man could survive anything.
Ah yes, I did a quick search on that in my TARDIS. I suspect that was the work of the Melpomene. Space sirens lurking unsuspecting travelers onto the rocks of the asteroid. They might have influenced your pilot and caused the crash. But then flying through an asteroid belt is notoriously difficult, so perhaps not.
Maybe the Melpomene are keeping the Vanguard there?
The Melpomene are crafty, definitely, but they tend to come in threes, so I doubt they'd put up much of a fight for the Vanguard.
Whatever it is, it's buying us precious seconds. But we aren't sure it'll be enough. We don't have many troops left. Those that are here are forming a last line of defense around the planet in whatever ships are at our disposal.
So the longer the Vanguard stay focused on the asteroid, the better. Forgive me if I'm missing something obvious, but could you not move this superweapon? I appreciate it's rather large, but could you not install it in a spaceship and move it away until it's ready? No, I see from the way you were all looking at me that was a ridiculous proposition.
Aside from the fact that it is too large and too heavy to transport easily, moving it would destabilize the energizing patterns. The charge would be lost, and we'd be back to square one.
If we can't move the superweapon, and the Vanguard will reach Elderhawk before it can charge up to activation...
We're running out of options.
We need a miracle, or we lost the war today, in a matter of hours.
This isn't tenable. I can't keep giving them the slip forever. I tell you one thing, Rassilon, Omega, whoever's listening, Time Lords having two hearts might be handy in some situations, but I'd give anything for another lung right now. And what do we have here? Looks like a Vanguard supply crate. Did you bring me a present? Spare weapons? More ammo? Even more weapons? All totally useless to me. Maybe I could render them useless to everyone else. Aha! A G-Bot blaster in good condition. Don't see many of them anymore. And the best part is, I can disable it in a way no one else knows about. Good thing I beat the designer at Mahjong and convinced them to install a deactivation switch in a locked, hidden compartment only activated by the sound of me whistling. And now it's completely harmless.
Hey, get away from there.
Who, me? I'm not doing anything. Ah! My arm! You singed me, you blighter!
The first shot was a warning.
Still hit me. Nearly blew a hole in my humerus.
The next will render your legs useless. You will come with me.
I really don't want to, though.
Doctor.
Oh no, not you too.
What? Who are you talking to?
Ah, you can't hear them? Listen, I mean really try to listen. Their voices... Would you know what I meant if I smacked my lips, said magnifique?
Doctor, we need you.
And right now, I kinda need you too.
What is that?
Say hello to one of the Melpomene. What more can I tell you? Their song is the sweetest thing in the known universe. They're telepathic. Want to suck your life from you. I suppose luring one of the Yporene Vanguard wouldn't work unless you presented yourself as a talking weapon. Now, trooper, you need to retreat. Back the way you came. It's the only way to safety, because if the lure doesn't work, they can resort to force. Move!
The Vanguard never retreat.
We can help you. This is our gift to you.
No!
Stop!
We do this out of love.
You killed him! poor creature. They were hardly innocent, but they didn't deserve that.
Now, Doctor, it is your turn to know our love.
This creature has killed Trooper F4J1-4. Execute it! You are the Doctor. You will come with us.
You'll never get off this asteroid alive. The life form you just killed is one of the Melpomene. There are thousands of them here. They'll know that you've killed one of their own and they won't be happy. They'll be coming for you.
That is irrelevant. You will accompany me onto the mothership and we will leave this asteroid. It will be blasted out of existence, regardless of what is still there.
Are you not even worried? How many of you are there? But a handful? Against thousands? Are you listening, Captain? Thousands!
Your words are understood.
So why no shaking in your reinforced army booties?
It is a falsehood. Scans from the mothership registered 3 mutagenic life signs. Come now, or we will complete what the trooper could not. Your legs will be rendered useless.
Unfortunately, your offer is no more appealing than theirs, so I'm going to make like the Roadrunner and meep.
The Doctor has fled, but he is injured. Follow him. He is essential.
So, while you were talking, I was able to make a few improvements here and there. Most importantly, I've rigged up a counter capable of assessing how much longer the superweapon will take to be fully charged with my new algorithms and updates in place.
This is impressive work. Well done, 5-half.
But I know your face. You aren't happy. Tell us the bad news. What does it say?
I've been able to buy us 114 minutes, but that's breaching all sorts of safety levels. It won't last forever. That still leaves just over 3 hours. If we can't find a way to delay the Vanguard's advance somehow, it really is all over. Our mission will have been in vain.
It's still vital work, 5-half. Thank you. If we sent what's left of the fleet out there to make a final stand, even that wouldn't be enough. There's not enough time.
I don't wish to steal everyone's thunder, but there is something we can do. It's rather obvious if you think about it. I'm surprised you haven't suggested it, Bess.
Why me?
Because you're the one who has the best understanding of how powerful the TARDIS can be. How many ways we could use it to do good here.
It's a wondrous craft for sure, but I'm not familiar with the technicalities of how it works. The Doctor kept that to himself. So whatever you're thinking, it would be best if you told us. I can see you're already dying to.
I was simply going to pledge my allegiance to you. Hope that you accept this alien on your team, as it were. But when you start talking about needing a miracle, I thought to myself, well, that's just what my TARDIS is. So, are you willing to hear my proposal?
Go ahead.
We can hook your super weapon up to my ship. It will be dangerous. One wrong connection, we could fry this entire continent. But if we do everything right, and maybe have a little bit of luck on our side, my TARDIS should be able to finish charging it for you. Or at least boost things considerably in the right direction.
That sounds too good to be true. There's more to it, isn't there? Because if you had a magical solution to such an incredibly large problem, you would have just told us that straight away.
Astute as ever, Bess. Yes, you're right. There is more to it. Because for my scheme to work, my TARDIS will have to partially absorb part of the superweapon. It won't be pleasant for my beautiful craft, but it's necessary for such a transference of power. We're effectively talking about warping space-time around your weapon, so my ship needs to understand what it is.
What does that mean for afterwards?
My TARDIS will be the superweapon, and the superweapon will be my TARDIS. They'll be merged into one hybrid entity. Who knows what it'll do to either. When my home was at war, a long time ago and a long way away from here, the Time Lords and their enemies created weaponized time machines, eternity bombs, time destructors, the yesterday virus. I suspect your superweapon may corrupt my TARDIS in ways worse than those. It's a risk I'm willing to take if you are.
This will end the war. This will stop the Vanguard menace.
But you'll be signing over your weapon to him. If they'll fuse together, you're granting him control over all the power your weapon has. You know, Solomon, that it's a lot of power for one civilization to hold over the galaxy, let alone one single person against all of existence. That must be enough to make you pause for thought.
But he will help us. The Master will save the universe. Excuse me, I must discuss this with my colleagues.
Why the long face, Bess? It seems like you disapprove. Don't you want me to help save everyone from the jaws of defeat?
It's not that. I want everyone to be sure. Besides, surely someone who swaggers around with the name Master knows that power corrupts.
And absolute power corrupts absolutely. What are you saying? That my plan is going to turn me into a megalomaniac? A dastardly villain worse than the Vanguard? Do you think so little of me?
I worry that no one sees the obvious danger. You're on our side now. But when you see what that thing is capable of, if what everyone says is true...
It could wipe out whole races in the blink of an eye.
You're right about the power of the TARDIS, how magnificent it is, and how the Time Lords are beings of immense possibility if you and the Doctor are anything to go by. But if your head was to be turned, if you were to become evil, that thought terrifies me.
I understand your concern, Bess. I genuinely do. But your little observation about the might of the Time Lords isn't far from the truth. Because, and I don't mean to brag, my willpower is considerably stronger than yours. I'm not easily influenced. I'm resolute. No external pressure is going to change my mind.
We barely know you. How can you expect so much trust?
Did saving your lives count for nothing? No, I understand. It is certainly a risk, and one that I will not force you to take. If you can come up with a better plan, then by all means share it with the group. If it stands a chance of working, we'll go with it.
We have to do this. Otherwise, getting away from the asteroid will have been pointless.
Getting away from the asteroid? He wanted you to stay.
Bess, what are you saying?
Yes, Bess. Is everything okay?
Everything is fine. Or at least it will be. Because I figured it out. What the Doctor was trying to tell me, what he didn't have the heart to admit. We need to delay the Yporene Vanguard, and that's exactly what the Doctor is doing right now, alone on that asteroid. Except, I don't think that's what's supposed to happen.
He wanted us to stay, to help him. He wanted us to fight.
He knew. Of course he knew. Oh, that man, he makes me want to scream and curse sometimes. We can fix this. We can end the war. We can save your planet.
You weren't joking about being from the 16th century. You genuinely travel in time. The future, that's what the Doctor was talking about. He was trying to give us peace. He just didn't want to tell us what it would cost.
I think the four of you were supposed to stay on that asteroid and hold the Vanguard back yourselves.
But that's impossible. The four of us against all of them. We wouldn't stand a chance.
We are at our greatest when the odds are stacked against us. And because you left, he stayed behind. He is playing the role that history expected the four of you to take.
With the best will in the world, that's conjecture.
But what else could he have meant? The Doctor is the most caring person I've ever met. He'd sacrifice himself in a heartbeat if it meant saving someone else. I should have trusted him, known something else was going on. We've made the most terrible mistake.
We left him behind. We don't leave any soldier behind. What were we thinking?
I believe you were thinking about completing your mission.
But that meant we left someone to die. And getting the Enderman key here hasn't even saved us. Not yet. Was it really worth it?
In the midst of the chaos, we took the opportunity to be safe. I don't know if we should jeopardize that unless we're certain.
It isn't fair to expect the Doctor to die fighting our battle for us. He tried to stop us, to keep us there, so that we could do what needed to be done. Delay the enemy. Buy our home the time we needed.
But the Enderman key, it would have been stuck on the asteroid had we stayed.
But he didn't know about that. How could he? The mission was top secret, wasn't it? And now he's giving up his life to save the future.
We knew it would lead to this. None of us went to war expecting to survive.
But you could. You don't have to go back.
But what if it saves our home from the Yporene Vanguard?
Who's to say the Doctor was right? This is all supposition, Bess. You must see that. We're filling in the blanks on some vague statements made by a man who wanted to leave us to die. Maybe he's trying to deceive us. Yes, that's possible, isn't it?
He wouldn't do that. He's gone out of his way to ensure the right people come out on top time and again. I'm sorry, Harper, but deep down you know I'm telling the truth.
A possible version of it, Bess. Nothing more. Time is infinitely more complicated than you give it credit for. There are a gazillion possible pathways. Alternative routes that give your existence endless options. In one universe, you live the nomadic life until you settle on some obscure backwater in a forgotten corner of the cosmos. In another, you're eaten by Neptunian crocogators. Another, you go home and catch whatever plague is doing the rounds that week. Another, you ascend to the throne. Another, you mutate into a badger person.
Yes, I understand your point. We do not know what our personal future holds until it is happening to us. But different rules apply to time travelers, especially ones as old and wise as the Doctor. And I don't like that you made me say that.
Old is certainly that. He was already a spotty teenager at the dawn of time.
Nothing you say now is going to change my mind, Master. I know what I have to do. What about the rest of you? Are you with me? The Doctor sacrificed himself to give us the faintest chance of survival. We have to take it. What do you think? Harper? Can you hear me? Harper?
I can't. I remember it all. I can't do it. I can't go back. They're everywhere. The Vanguard are everywhere. And they won't give up. I remember what it was like. And I know all of you do too. Remember Ulara? That planet was hellish. The Vanguard beat us there by mere moments. And the whole planet was in ruins. Their bombardment had shattered the atmosphere, wrecked every building for miles and miles. And we were shooting, constantly shooting, but we were getting nowhere. All that death. All that hopeless death. No, I'm not going back. You can't make me go back. I'm scared, all right? And I'm not doing it again.
But we have to, for the sake of everyone else. It's the right thing to do.
We have to make a difference.
But why does it have to be us? Why does it have to be me?
I know it isn't fair. I know you're scared. So are we.
But this is what we have to do. For our friends and families.
For the whole universe. Harper, take my hand. On that asteroid, I promised you that I would stand with you no matter what, and I stand by that. I still am, right by your side. You are not alone, and you don't have to do this alone.
We're all here. We're all with you, Harper. That planet will be one of many if we don't do something about it. We're the only people who can do this.
I'm sorry, but the Doctor was right. You weren't supposed to leave that asteroid. You were supposed to stop the Yporene Vanguard. You will go down in history as a hero, Harper.
But I'll die. We'll all die.
And if we don't stop them, what then?
I don't...
The whole universe will fall to the Vanguard.
But why is it our responsibility?
We're soldiers. It's our duty.
I don't know if I can do it, but I know that I have to.
You can be brave. I know you can. So we're decided? We're going to save the Doctor. I guess it's about time someone did that for him. Master, we need your ship. Your TARDIS will get us there in an instant. Any longer and we might be too late.
Is there time for us to see our families? Just for a moment. To tell them that we love them one more time. Please.
Your ship, Master. It travels in time?
Yes, but that isn't the answer. You're suggesting we spend, what, an hour doing the meet and greet, then travel back along your own timeline to reach the asteroid before the Vanguard get there? That is an enormous no-no. And I don't mean that as frowned upon, but that is abominably dangerous. There's an inbuilt failsafe in my ship that prevents me from doing just that. So no, that is not happening.
And do you really think it will be just for a moment? If I could see my loved ones again, well, I don't know. Will you ever be ready to say goodbye?
Sorry to disappoint you all, but I'm not putting myself or my craft at risk like that. And besides, I'm already offering you an alternative.
An insanely risky one. The Doctor wouldn't approve.
It can't have escaped your notice, but he isn't here right now.
And that's our fault. We were wrong about him. He was trying to save the universe in his own obtuse way, and we let him down.
We might already be too late for him. Have you considered that?
No, that can't be possible. We have to try. Master, please. You said you wanted to help on the asteroid. This is how you can help.
We're not asking you to fight. We just need you to transport us. To save the cosmos, Master. Don't you want that?
You helped me. Against that psychic attack, you stopped it. I know it's a huge risk. I know there's something nasty out there, but it's our duty. You only have to drop us off. You can leave straight away.
The Doctor's TARDIS will still be there. That can get us away. Please.
I don't think so. You might have turned your strange speculations to suicidal intent, but I'm not going to help you kill yourselves in a grand, useless gesture.
But maybe this isn't a death sentence. Maybe if we go back, we can hold the Vanguard at bay for long enough that the weapon is ready. Then get away. Yes, it's possible.
5-1/2, don't lie to yourself like that. If we go back, that's it. The end.
No, John. There has to be hope. I can't do this without hope.
I'm not giving up either. After this, I'm coming home. I am. To live in hope.
To fight in hope.
We can live through this. What did the doctor say? He said we had to be there, yes, but he didn't say we died, did he? Bess, did he?
He was vague. I don't know. That's him all over. Never wants to tell me the whole truth. Maybe it's best not to know.
As valiant as all this is, and I do so hate to be the one to burst your bubble, but how precisely will you fend off an entire battle fleet, Seems the promise of heroism has clouded your judgment. Maybe we could supercharge your blasters and you'd be able to take out 10, maybe 15 of the Vanguard. But what would the 4 of you do to tie them up for 3 whole hours? You're brilliant, yes. But super beings? No.
He has a point. We don't have a plan.
We aren't the best fighters. Perhaps you're getting swept up in the dream of being a hero.
You are valiant souls, that is for sure. But throwing your lives away isn't the answer here. Science will end your fight, not sacrifice.
No, I feel it in my bones. This is wrong. Master, please, be honest with us. What does history expect to happen today?
The war ends today, that is fixed. Precisely how is up for grabs. How about a version of today where none of you die? To be honest, I don't see you have much of a choice. Either you hand over control of the superweapon to me, or you all die because time ran out. As dire an assessment of the situation as that is, those are the only options, are they not? So, will you let me try to save you all?
We've discussed your offer. Put it to the vote. We understand the risks, but the benefits outweigh them considerably. We got this far through trust between the United Worlds, and we shall extend that trust to you, Master. We agree. Do what you have to do.
Then what about everyone else? Harper, Shard, Jeanne, Bypath, Bess? My friends, what do you say? I hope you don't find this disrespectful, Solomon. I know your word carries much weight here, but so should the thought of every soldier on the front line.
I understand. Speak freely, all.
If what you say is true, and it means that I don't have to touch another gun, then yes.
Science has always directed me, so it's only right it does so again.
This way, I get to see my family again. Yes, I agree.
What I saw on Ulara, I never want that to happen again. Yes, Master. Help us end the Yporene Vanguard.
Bess, you're being uncharacteristically quiet.
I was so sure. Perhaps we'll never know what the doctor meant. This is your world. It should be your choice. I will help however I can.
Then it's settled. I guess there's no time like the present. Isn't every day you sacrifice the trans-dimensional stability of your ship to convert it into the deadliest weapon known to the galaxy? But there you go. So, who wants to help turn my TARDIS into the most powerful vessel in the universe?